Hi, I'm Bethany Wallace, manager of GratitudeCup, and I have been doing a Dealmaker series, and this series is telling stories about moments in my life when something happened that served basically as a catalyst or a moment, a help in moving me to a more positive place, or something that served as like a tipping point in moving me to a place of making a decision about something in my life, helping me to move to a more positive place. So I wanted to share a deal maker moment, something that helped me to move to a place of understanding more about needs and wants. And that was going to China. And I went 4 different times, and I went on cultural exchange trips with different groups. And we did some teaching English as a second language workshops, and it was completely life-changing. You know, I would like to believe that I was a little more self-aware about needs and wants than some college students before I went, only because I was raised on welfare as a child. And so, inherently, when you're raised on welfare, like, you kind of get it because you don't have a lot of the stuff that other kids have. And so you're told no a lot. Your parents don't really have a choice. Like, they can't get you the stuff that you want. So you get to understand out of necessity at an early age that the world is not about you, and you can't have what you want, and you're gonna have to suck it up and deal with it. And I don't think that's a bad lesson to learn. It's hard to learn, but it is what it is. So I probably came to the table as a college student with a little bit more of a realistic understanding about needs and wants. But at the same time, as an American, the fact that we even have welfare is, sets us apart from a lot of other nations. And when you go to a country and see some of the structures that just aren't in place, and just the way that people live, and just some of the real needs that are presented to you, your life will change. And if you are, I'll just say this, I'll try to keep this short. If you struggle with materialism, or just a constant lack of awareness of your spending, and you don't want to struggle with those things, if you're a little bit of a shopaholic and you know it, but you don't want to be, if you go to a developing country or third world country and spend a pretty significant amount of time, more than just a week, more than 2 weeks, and ideally go to some places off the beaten path and spend some time with real people, you will develop an understanding of needs and wants, and your life's goals might change. I know that God used me in the lives of the people that I met, and I know that God used those people in my life. It's funny because sometimes I think we go on those trips like as some kind of like crusader, thinking we're gonna like just serve and love people and all these things. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I think it's funny that or ironic that God often changes us much more than we impact or change anyone else, because we're sometimes the people who need the changing. So I hope that this can maybe put in your mind a little thought about where are you at with the issue of needs and wants, and maybe you need a little Dealmaker moment in moving you to a place of a deeper understanding about that, and maybe you can share this with somebody you know who is struggling with it as well. Feel free to reach out to me on Facebook. I have a page for GratitudeCup on Facebook. You can also follow my blog at GratitudeCup.com.